Hey everyone, Daniel AK right here and everything and all that. You know, these journals are mainly coming out sooner, so if anything, I will make sure the last journal entry that was supposed to be last week, I think I didn't upload it by mistake, so that's my bad, or it just been kind of late. But I know I said I wouldn't exactly put this on a time frame or whatever. Anyways, this one's gonna be a two-parter because last week I didn't forget. I tried to record a video and people weren't respecting my space and everything and all that, and I was kind of angry about it and everything. So I just decided that when it was some peace and quiet, I would do a video. So this is gonna be like a two-parter. So it's September 8th 2017. I know I'm gonna talk about last week because that's what I was wanting to talk about in this, so it's gonna be a two-parter. So this is part one. But with the diagnoses I have and everything, it makes it really hard for certain things. But I've learned to do better and handle and manage my symptoms and everything. I make sure to take my meds, call my supports, as well as making sure to ask for help when I need it and everything, which really helped in the long run and stuff. So you're probably wondering what is SMI, because I know it's just the playlist says SMI journals or journal entries or something. I can't remember. See what I mean? It's still new right now, so I'm still getting used to it. But the fact that SMI is a not a label. What is it? Well, I guess I don't know if it's much of a diagnosis. It's just it seems messed up to say a label, but it's someone that is severe mentally ill or something like that. I know I haven't used that term a whole lot because I think if anything, I probably not as bad as it was before, but still I'm working towards my goals and everything, school and everything and all that, to get my degree, and then from there, start working and build a life and everything, independent living, all that stuff and everything. But living in a program is kind of hard. But last week was hard for me because one of my diagnoses was triggered, and the fact that I was having this internal struggle and everything, and the fact that there was certain things that kind of helped move this along and everything, especially when I went to therapy the next day, because I was a wreck the day before. And I thank God because he's one of the important factors definitely in my life and everything. Whether you believe in God or just a higher power, I'm not trying to tell everybody believe in God or something. I hope you don't take that as it is and everything, but the fact that God or your higher power or whatever stuff that you believe in, because the fact that there is a force that we don't know that's out there that probably helps us in our daily lives and everything, and just that in general. But the fact that I don't really want to go into my diagnoses right now and everything. It's like a mixed cocktail, unfortunately. And what I mean by that is like there's multiple, as I've mentioned before. So it's not just one, it's like different ones and everything. And some people are like, man, it must drive you nuts or whatever. It did, but after time I've learned how to do better. But the early years, God, that was hell. And I try not to feel bad because the fact that I know that the people that care about me, family, friends, the people that help me in my recovery, the therapists, counselors and stuff I've seen in the past, and the clinical team and whatnot, and including my case manager, the doctor, the psychiatrist and everything, different people and everything towards mental health. And I appreciate that very much, and I'm thankful and stuff. They don't just like, okay, you know what, we're tired of your BS, you need to get the heck out of here, or we're not helping you anymore or whatever. The fact that they stuck with me despite all the difficulties I've had and everything, those that have been around for the longest and some that had to move on or whatever. Like I'm talking mostly about the clinical team and the people and everything, because I've had some case managers that stayed with me for as long as they could, some of them, and then some that didn't do so well, I had to change around, long story short, because they weren't meeting up to my point in recovery because they did not seem to understand how important things were to me, and they just kind of, but it's hard because not everybody works in this system, and people think it's easy, and it's not. It takes a lot of work. So aside from just dealing with people with SMI or just mental illness in general, and the fact that all the work that has to be done, because this system unfortunately isn't easy and stuff, and it doesn't matter everywhere and stuff. People say, oh, it's better here, it's better there, wherever. It's still a lot of work though, and there's not enough people around for that thing. Just like how certain things, like people don't want to be doing this or that and stuff, and the fact that they'd be surprised that it may not be a glamorous job or whatever or something, but the fact that it's something that would definitely benefit a lot of people and everything, and you'll be surprised the lives you touch in a way. I'm not saying you have to. If you want to do it, that's fine. And the fact that if you can't work in that field and everything, support it anyway. If there's meetings that you can go to where they talk about this stuff or whatever, attend them, read up on it, do anything that you can do to help. Whether and stuff you just want to learn about it, or maybe you have a family member or friend or whatever that's dealing probably with stuff too as well, with mental illness, and you feel like you probably can't do anything or whatever and stuff, and sometimes we don't have the right words to say things to certain people, because it's just like saying it's like, how can I help you? And sometimes sometimes the choice of words is just like, you can't help me, or I don't know what you can do for me. And it does hurt probably hearing that. It hurts hearing that. I'm saying, sorry, it hurts hearing that, because it makes the people that are trying to help feel useless and everything, and they just feel like they can't do anything. You can do something, and that's honestly the truth and everything. I know the people I care about and everything, if anything, I hold myself responsible, because there's times where I feel like things get out of hand and I could handle it better or whatever, or I could have handled it better, but I do see now when I am doing better than I do before, because before I used to do some pretty messed up stuff. Long story short anyways, just the fact that last week was a challenge for me, and in the process and everything, I've grown just a little stronger, a little wiser, a lot more clearer up here and stuff. So it's a work in progress, but so yeah, so this is just part one. So if anything, even though I mentioned today's date, if anything, it was supposed to be last week, which was the 1st of September, ironically. So yeah, but just look out for part 2, because this is probably going to come up the same day or whatever, or the next day or something, okay? So this is Daniel, aka Rice, signing off.